in the dogs?
Oh, good Lord.
All of them fake.
It's like a Broadway production.
Yeah. Them dogs like, don't you ever talk shit about us. These goddamn flesh and blood humans faker than we are. So, one of my most anticipated movies of 2020 has been The Call of the Wild. Because y'all saying, nah, you ain't serious. I am serious as hell with this, man. Because this story must be incredible if I can take my attention away from this fake-ass dog right here hanging out with Harrison Ford at this moment. This studio must have confidence in their product if they are putting that out there. Everybody who's seen this trailer, like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You mean to tell me you sit up here and you expect me to, like, look at this dog, this fake-ass dog hanging out with Harrison Ford and not ask questions like, what the fuck? You know, they must have serious confidence in this product right here. If they're putting this level of effects in here and it looks this bad, then this must be an amazing story. Mm-hmm. This shit must get you hooked. Right. R is just fucking stupid like I think. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for the classic tale of Buck the Dog. You ever seen this story in any other films, anything?
I've read it.
You've read it before?
Mm-hmm.
The Call of the Wild?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for The Call of the Wild. And I'll be back with my review right after this.
The Yukon is a dangerous place.
I'm like, which one is the dog? I've actually been in rooms where people played videos, interviews with Harrison Ford, and dogs were like, you talking that shit?
He was a dog like no other.
Yeah, he's like no other because he's fucking fake. It's a CG dog. Yeah, he's like no other dog.
He was just ones and zeros.
You mean like Snoopy, maybe?
I never saw him believe in anything as much as he believes in you.
He believes you're real.
As long as he believes you're real, you're real.
As long as this non-real dog believes you're real.
But the minute the lighting's not right on you or there's a halo around you,
I'm like, is this an episode of Black Mirror? Watch it right now. What is this?
It's a simulation.
The hologram has to fool the old man, or else it all falls apart.
Yeah, you should have had. You might as well just had a hologram of Tupac leading the dog. Here's that black. You talking to me? You. That bear said, I bet I'm real. Ain't no Yogi Bear CG shit with this.
I was sleeping for 2 days. In my bed.
What you talking about, Harris? Now for my best Gary Coleman impression.
And see.
Yeah. What you talking about, Solo?
Excuse me, I'll be in my trailer.
Oh, yo. Let's go ahead and tackle the obvious right here. Is this story good enough for you to ever forget that you were watching a CG dog? No. No.
You sure?
Yeah, you goddamn right, I'm sure. For the whole hour for no. That like thing is
Because they worked in Life of Pi.
but Life of Pi had a better budget and better effects.
Okay.
This is not on that level. No, hell no. This does not ever look like a real dog. at all. What you see in this trailer is what you get right here. Except it looks more fake because it's on a bigger screen.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually more convincing when I'm looking at it on my computer right here. Because the thing is, it's not even a CGI dog. It's a cartoon dog. All right? It's a straight up cartoon dog. Like I was saying the other day, I'm expecting at any moment for Scooby and the Mystery Gang to come driving up in the van. And they start solving mysteries. Like they take the mask off of Sasquatch and it's, old man Harrison Ford. I could have got away with it too if it weren't for you fucking kids. Assholes. You know this? No. No, man. You think I'm joking about Scooby-Doo? No, man. Look, if you look at Scooby-Doo, this is like Scooby-Doo's cousin, man. Oh, wow. Right here. It's you know, he ain't getting up and dancing and shit like this, but it's close. You know, they still try to keep him in the confines of being a real dog, but it's just too fluid. Yeah. You know, it's that.
Yeah, it's kind of bloopy.
Yeah. It's like everything is just like mercury on this dog, man. It's like everything moves too smooth, like an animated character.
Yeah.
You know, like a cartoon character. You know, I'm looking at that. I'm watching it. I'm watching this, and I'm like, I'm almost getting insulted watching this. You know, I'm like, what? You think I'm stupid? You expect me to watch this whole thing and not once sit up here and not recognize that this is a cartoon dog interacting with the real world? No, it's like, you know, I got eyes. I see this shit. The remake of Sonic looked more real than this dog right here. Yeah, if you had put this goddamn hedgehog in there and had him go like woof, that probably would have been more convincing than what we have in this film. You know, it's you look at it and it's like, man, y'all need to commit one way or the other. It's like I'm watching this in, you know, you need to make it live action or let's go full CG with it. Mm-hmm. You know, let's make this dog look so whimsical. Go ahead and just make this a family version, a CGI family version of Call of the Wild, sure, where the animals have more personality in this. Mm-hmm. You can even make them fucking talk if you want to. I don't know. Or just make it live action. Because you can't have it both ways, man. And I'm going to tell you, there's just the real kicker here is that there's no need for this to be a CG for these animals.
That's what I was wondering about. Because it seemed like always up until this point, they always use real animals for these things.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just because of the fact that you have all these controversies of animals being overworked or abused on sets, and then we're going to avoid that and just let's have a CGI dog? Or are they doing it because, well, we kind of want to make it for the kids too, so get like a very anthropomorphic looking dog in there?
You know what? People are very extra careful with animals today on set, so I don't think that's it.
Okay, just curious.
You know, I don't think that's it. That's a good guess about trying to make this more kid friendly, but I don't think so. I have and it's a great question, one that I prepared to answer, one that I actually had an answer for him before I got in here, because this has been filmed several times, a lot of times for television.
Yeah,
I know there's a Charlton Heston version out there from I believe 1972. I can show you a little bit of. Unfortunately, I can only find it in French, so you know. But you get the point of how they've done this with live action animals. You don't need CG.
Cet animal est chien pour un quart et pour trois quarts humain.
Il sait sûrement qu'il m'a sauvé la vie.
God damn!
Yes, what I want.
Was that his first time in the strip club?
I've been so lonely out here. The Yukon
taking their titties out. I just came in for a drink.
Jesus Christ.
Shit, that look will get you kicked out the club. Sir, you gotta go. Get your goddamn hands off of me, you ape. I see titties. Nah, man. But if you listen, you saw some of that where you see them you see parts where they use these animals as dog sled animals. You know, I'll tell you more about the story in a little bit. But they've done this several times on cheaper budgets where they've built these sets. They've had these dogs come in and pull sleds and sleighs. And they've even had these dogs and animals play major characters in there alongside human beings.
Yeah.
There's really no need for this to be in CG except for a reason I'll tell you about in a minute.
Well, I think back to the movie 8 Below where they had those dogs and they were the major characters.
And they used real dogs,
and
right?
Yeah, and it was life and death struggle. And you watch some of them perish, but it was very emotional.
Yeah. I don't even was I there for that?
I think you were.
I'll tell you this. I truly believe that this would have been a lot more compelling if these were animals, real animals telling the story. It'll be less distracting, for one. And as I said, you would be buying into what you think are real characters. They might have to embellish the emotions of the animals, but you would still buy them as animals.
Sure.
And I because they're believable, you'd be more emotionally invested in them. Now, the problem is with them not making this a movie with live action animals like we've been seeing this done before. As I've said, the big point here is that they've been doing this story several times, and there's more versions of it on television than there are on the theater, I believe, or on the big screen. Had this been done in the 90s, because this is by Disney, which, by the way, is very weird now seeing 20th Century Studio instead of 20th Century Fox. They killed that fox. That mouse killed that fox. That fox is on some floor skinned somewhere. So they've gotten rid of that logo. They are officially owned now.
Minnie's wearing it as a coat.
Yeah. Or wearing it as a fur around his neck. They are officially Disney bitches. But they could have... in the 90s, Disney would have done this movie, man. And they would have done this on like a $30 million budget. And it would have been a movie that probably would have been out in the theater, not very long. But while it was there, it would have been pushed as a good family film. Yeah. Probably would have met its budget. And, it'd be gone and be on the Disney Channel soon afterwards. It'd be on video very soon afterwards. It would be a mid-tier movie. And Disney used to do a lot of those back in the day. Even Jungle Book at one time was a mid-tier movie that they did. Now, the problem with doing mid-tier movies today is that mid-tier movies, that's the structure that we have in the theater now, where it's either small enough to get back its budget, like Blumhouse, some real cheap movie, or they're blockbusters.
Exactly, and that's what everybody's been complaining about, is that the mid-tier movies have been pushed out. Yeah,
and so with this movie that could have been done on a much cheaper budget, they did not want to do that. What they want to do is they wanted to make this look like a big budget film. So what they did was the whole angle for pushing this was, what says big budget? A lot of CG. CG animals. They want to go the route, and this is just me thinking about this, but they want to go the route of something like The Lion King. They want to show you their budget and their CGI creations like that. Except the problem is, y'all ain't got that Lion King money. You don't have that money to make this look convincing. This is lower tier right here with these effects. We're talking about more like, your speed is more like Garfield. We on this level right here. I'm not even talking about A Tale of Two Kitties. I'm talking about the original Garfield. This is where we are right here. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah. I love that right here. They just called his ass lazy, straight up. They didn't give a
He's lazy.
Mouse! Get him, Garfield!
Did you get him? Did you not just see the title card before this? I'm lazy.
It sounds like you're the only one concerned about the mouse.
Yeah.
That mouse ain't call me a nigga.
Yeah. Well, you the one with work ethic, you go get this shit. Yeah, man. So now you have with this movie, now what you got with them putting all these CG animals in here, you got a movie that costs over $100 million. Something that cost probably over 110, 120. I heard it like maybe as much as $130 million to make this film. For something that didn't need that budget, for something that you're probably not even going to recoup theatrically.
Right.
That's definitely not here in the U.S.
Nope.
So that's why I think that they went the CG route with this, because they have to look like they got money in order to bring money in. But at this point, make it either go to streaming and make it a live action film, completely live action, like they've been doing.
Yeah.
Go to Netflix, go to Amazon, go to Disney Plus, or make it a full CGI family animated film. But the reason why they can't do that is because there are some intense moments in here. There's some small moments of violence in here. It's got a kind of an intense ending to it. I mean, it's still in the family film area, but they can get away with doing more in live action than they could.
So they were stuck in a hard place where it's like, if we do this right, we won't have a big budget, so it won't get the big screen distribution.
Yeah, they would have to tone it down, which is nothing wrong with that. They'd have to tone it down to do a CGI movie. It's a family film.
And if we get it on the small screen, then Harrison Ford's going to drop out.
You know what? True. Yeah. So, they're stuck between keeping the actors and what the studio wants to do theatrically. So it was a rough thing for them to do, man. I wouldn't have done it, but
And was this started before the merger?
Yes.
It was.
Okay, so then you'd have different producers, both fighting over who's going to control what.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. You think Disney gonna put that out there if they were working on it themselves? Shit, they said you better take Simba and dress his ass up like a dog and keep him run across the screen. To take all these animals, rework that shit. We ain't putting that cheap shit out there. And that's the funny thing, it's not all that cheap looking, man. I'll say this. All that said, it sounds like I'm making fun of this film, and I am, because it deserves it for putting that shit out there looking like that. But fortunately, it's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be.
It's not bad, and a lot of that is because of Jack London's 1903 novel right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is such a good story, man, that it's a story that kind of carries itself. I mean, unless you just really go out your way to mess it up. Unless the dogs start talking and they start talking like slang and shit. Dogs start flossing and shit.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
It could have been worse, man.
Put some minions in the background.
Yeah. They could have had dogs farting and all kind of shit. They are staying pretty true to this story. Even with this dog up here, this fake ass dog, they're still staying pretty true. I haven't read it, so I can't really say, but it feels authentic in the storytelling. The story, I love the story. It's pretty much about how domestication has made all dogs bitches. They pretty much saying, if you sitting at home with your master, you's a bitch.
So is that what that black wolf looking down on him? Was he shaking his head like,
That's
bunch of house Negroes.
Yeah. That's the call of the wild.
Oh,
that's him looking at him saying, "You a bitch." What you gonna do, Buck? Exactly. What you gonna do? You gonna be a slave? You gonna be a house nigga? You gonna get your balls and be a dog? And that's his spirit guide right there.
Oh, okay.
So every time they got that nigger up there looking at his ass, that's him saying, "What you gonna do, man? You gonna keep being a bitch? You gonna stay on that dog plantation? Are you gonna get on the Underground Dog Railroad and get free?"
That's cool.
No, it's about how all dogs are bitches since they're domesticated, and how Buck finally got his balls he was stolen, held captive, beaten, finally put in a training for dog sledding, and ended up kind of finding his way. It's about a dog that finds his voice, and that's the thing that makes it really cool.
Yeah.
That you still are engrossed in this character. They've done it. They've given this CGI dog enough story that, all right, I'm never gonna not notice that this is fake, but I can ride with this for a little bit.
Okay.
And it's cool seeing Buck step up. I tell you, the other biggest seller in this movie is Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is I got to give him credit, man. This is a guy that's, let me see if I can find this picture here. This is a guy that's acting. If you've seen this, see if I can find a picture here. Harrison Ford is, you can tell, this is a guy that's an old pro right here. This guy's been in the game long enough to where, you throw anything at him and he can make it work. Here we are. You know, Harrison Ford did an amazing job. This is a man who don't put up no bullshit today. You know what I'm saying? This guy was actually, he was asked a question like this is the guy, this is Han Solo. So how'd you feel about being a Force ghost? The Force ghost. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this man don't take no bullshit. So you know he's on his game when he's acting next to a dude who's acting like a dog in a skin-tight suit.
Right.
Because that's what it is, his motion capture here. That he's actually acting next to a dog. And he does sell those scenes, man. There are moments in here where it requires a lot of emotional weight. And he's up against this cartoon-ass dog here, and he's making it work. Those moments of drama between him and his dog feel real.
My son was always reading. He spent all day looking at maps and pictures of the mountains.
He's like, this mother high as hell.
I love that Buck is like, does he know I don't speak English? I guess I should just keep nodding my head and going with it.
Yeah, sure. He's paying the bills.
Blah 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 Buck blah 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 blah.
What was on the other side?
Buck is like, why is this dog wearing clothes? You know, funny thing about him and Buck is like they look like that homeless couple that you see out there, that homeless man that has those dogs. Right. Maybe that's why it's convincing. You know, I would tell you, Harrison Ford brings it up, and you're going with it, and everything's cool. And it's like you're giving this movie probably more credit than it deserves because they're making the story work. And then somebody has to come in and bring this shit down.
Oh no!
You know, while Harrison Ford is the guy that breaks it up, that brings this whole thing up, Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens steps in. Dan Stevens is a great actor. Terrible at doing snidely whiplash though.
No,
This motherfucker. He's the villain in the movie. He's the villain. Don't you see the mustache with the pointy ends?
That's the giveaway.
Don't you see them? You know, he's a bigger cartoon than that dog.
Shouldn't he have a dog named Muttley with him?
Yeah, you say shouldn't he be on somebody's lawn? Hold a lamp. That little lawn jockey swing he's got on.
And double drat.
This fool is terrible, man. You know, he's that villain that comes in, and from the very beginning, I give no fucks about anything. These dogs mush. You know? I'm not lying. Yeah, Dan Stevens, man, great actor, but just this is not a very good part for him. And for all the things that they're doing to make these CG animals work in here, he's bringing it down, man. He's the vibe.
I promised you, didn't I?
Oh no!
Promise me gold.
You're like that motherfucker. Bigger than me.
Okay, wow.
Look at
all
all
those
the
dogs
dogs.
look so fake.
It's like they were added. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't.
Like they were pasted on.
Yeah, exactly. Copy and paste.
Yeah, copy paste.
You see that shit on the small screen.
Oh.
Where is it? In the dogs?
Oh, good Lord.
All of them fake.
It's like a Broadway production.
Yeah. Them dogs like, don't you ever talk shit about us. These goddamn flesh and blood humans faker than we are.
And mush.
Come on, man.
You thought I was playing.
Wow.
Mush.
It does take the focus off the dogs.
It does. Don't you ever say shit about us. You sons of bitches. You know, fortunately, he's not in the movie. This goddamn tweed suit wearing ass. He's not in the movie that much. He's not, and he does do some things where it's like they make him so villainous that you want to see him get it. You want to see him get it for many things. One, he's an asshole, and two, you just want him to die because he's f***ing up the film. You know, just somebody kill him and get him off screen, please. His story is it is true, typical Disney. Even though Disney didn't have it, it's almost like it is straight up a Disney villain that they have in here. He just and the way he keeps coming into the film is like, Jesus, man, get this guy out of here. You know, it's not even believable the way he keeps showing up.
It does sound like they should have gone the animated route with this.
Shit, they did pretty much. All these goddamn cartoon characters in it. You know, the funny thing is, if you watch Harrison Ford act with that dog, he's getting more out of that dog than he's getting out of Dan Stevens. There's more believable interaction with that dog than there is with Dan Stevens.
G-Po. Where are you headed, mister? None of your concern.
Didn't buy that map in Skagway, did you?
No.
That old fair.
Harrison Ford just like, shit, you know. I'm just getting this shit done. Just getting it over with. Getting this scene over with. Hey, where's that fucking dog? Where's the guy in the dog suit? That guy's a great actor. This shit here. There really are some cool scenes of action here. By the way, that Negro right there.
Is that Omar Sy?
Yeah. He started that whole avalanche.
He did. With his voice.
Yeah. going through a valley with hills of snow, mountains of snow like that, doing his best Jimon Hansu impression. Yes! Yes! And that snow just said, "F you." We trying to sleep, yeah. You know, quiet this dude up, man. But there are moments here of really great action. If you can get past this dog being CG, man. Yeah. Like, this is actually a good scene. It's actually kind of intense. It's one of those. I mean, this is an Indiana Jones moment.
Yeah.
That Buck is having right here. Man, at times you really are drawn into Buck's story. I just can't help thinking how great this would have been if these had been real animals telling their story.
Yeah.
Because there are moments where Buck is he has scenes where there is no dialogue. There's just moments between him. He gets on this. Shit is funny too. This probably would have made it like a great animated film. It's like high school. Buck is like the new kid at school, and they have the leader of this sled team, and he is an asshole. He's the bully.
Okay.
People trying to eat, he takes their food. He won't let them even drink water.
Alpha dog.
Yeah, alpha dog, and Buck is the one like, you know. Yeah, man, here, y'all come and drink. Here, y'all want a fish? I'm not hungry right now. Here, take my fish. And that dog is all like, this motherfucker, you know, I'm gonna get him. You know, he's it up for me. You cannot wait for that dog, for Buck to like beat the shit out of him. But they do it with all these human attributes they give these dogs. And it's kind of like, you know, even though there's no dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you know, this would have been really cool if you told the same story, no dialogue, had the same dynamic, had they been real dogs.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, if it's sticking to the story mainly, it's okay. It's something that I thought I would be more bothered by it, and I think it's kind of cool that it didn't bother me that much. Well, it did, but not enough to where I was not into the real story they were telling. So I give this like a very low matinee. That story is just so good, man.
Yeah, no, you got me wanting to see it.
Yeah, don't see.
Oh,
just read the book. Okay. I read it in high school and absolutely loved it. I'm a big fan of Jack London. I'm sad to see that his work has not been interpreted well.
You read and shit. Yeah,
okay.
The book.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't want you coming back to me, man. Man, you had me watching that fake ass dog.
Or you know what? Watch Balto.
Yeah.
That's also a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Shit,
wait, is Balto the same story?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
Some changes, but yeah, pretty similar.
Shit, I bet. Yeah, watch Scooby-Doo. I mean, same thing without the ghost and shit, you know?